What happened in those first 24 months?
So we started July 1st, 2001. And we had just sort of me, my brothers who give me a bit of money. Who else? Bob Jaffe, Glenn Dubin, I think Chris Shumway, Scott Baumer, Joe Dowling. I mean, there's a list of people who give me bits of money. And then we took sort of non-friend and family money, August 1. And so I think on August 1st, I think we had 72 million AUM, which was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. The problem was we had lost money in July. We'd lost, and not that I'm a monthly investor, but I was just so stressed out and obsessive. I just didn't want to let people down. I just didn't want, I wasn't scared of failure for my own sake. I just, people believed in me. They gave me their money. I've got to produce. So we lost money in July. We lost money in August. We were losing money in September. And then you found out that 9/11 was happening. And of course, I didn't have a TV set in our office, right? I didn't watch CNBC. It wasn't what I did. And I certainly couldn't afford the TV set or the cable subscription. And you found out, what was happening. And then, so it was really bad and really scary. And then as you're aware, the market didn't open for a week. And then the markets opened. And so then we lost real money. And so it was just really trying and stressful. And I remember, I've told this story many times to people who work with me. I remember one night, so my office was on the east side, and then I lived on the west side, and I'm walking through Central Park at like 11 o'clock at night, carrying my little briefcase, wearing my suit and tie. And I realized I'm walking through Central Park in the middle of the night, and that's probably not the smartest thing. And I sat down on a bench, and I cried. And I was just like, man, I suck, and this is just a disaster. And I got up, went home, got up at 6 the next morning, went back to work, because next shift, and just like in hockey, and I'm never gonna tap out. If you've seen the movie Officer and a Gentleman, the peak scene where he says, "Why won't you quit?" He's like, "Because I got nowhere else to go. Like burn the ships." And that's just the way I was wired. It's like, okay, let's get back in there. And then something really fascinating happened. Look, 9/11 was a horrible thing. The markets did what they did. We used to call around to the companies, hey, what's going on? What are you seeing? Not, hey, how's the quarter? But just like, hey, what's the chatter out there? And one of the retailers told us that paint sales were just exploding. And, I was like, what do you mean paint sales are exploding? Like, yeah, we have no idea. Paint sales are exploding. We don't know what's going on just in the last 2 weeks. And so we ended up doing a bunch of research and, primary research. And what we realized is that people certainly weren't going on airplanes, and they weren't going on cruises, and they weren't, they were staycationing, but they were fixing up their homes. And so it became this thing where people were buying couches and painting their houses and, buying flat screen TVs. And so in October of 2001, even though we were pretty much in the hole investment wise, we just did what we thought we should be doing. And that's what we did. And so we bought Best Buy and Williams-Sonoma and all these other retailers that were going to be impacted and providers that were going to be impacted by this trend. And so in the 6 months of 2001 that we had been in business, we ended up making pretty good money, and the market was down. And then that carried over into early 2002 and through the rest of 2002, where the market was down and we actually delivered. And so that we were off. And by that point, by our 1 year anniversary, we had just under $1 billion AUM, and then we grew from there.